And for reading wise, it's Trace. I have a friend who spells his name like yours, but it's Tracy, but yours is Trace, right?
Yes, it's Trace. Actually, my real name is Clarence. So when I saw Clarence on Copy Pro Traders, yep, it was over.
Well, they just heard you, so we're live right now. It is all good. Hold on, let me make sure.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
It is. We're cool. I always have to check. One time I was doing a couple of lives, man, and I'm talking for like 10 minutes, and everybody was inboxing me saying no sound.
The audio,
So,
I saw that. Yes.
yep, we are good now. We do have sound. Yeah, let me make sure. Yep, we do have sound. Okay, cool. Well, Trace, I'm for those out there on Facebook land, Rabu Gary here. I have the pleasure and honor to sit here and interview my new friend Trace. And Trace will tell you a little bit about his background, but he's one of the UIGI family. He's yet another, millionaire circle earner. And what that means is that he's put himself and his family in a position to make a nice, make a lot of money, okay? And I always make this disclaimer. I don't even think we have to anymore because we've let everyone know that, hey guys, we're like a social club. We're not, we don't have a Series 7. We don't tell people what to invest in. We share ideas amongst each other. We don't do annuities. We don't do securities, none of the above, okay? We're just like a book club, a social club. The information we share with each other, you can share at the barbershop or share at a cookout or whatever. As friends sharing information amongst friends. But what's interesting, we found these different platforms that we don't own, okay? But we've been able to benefit from them and make a ton of money. And that's a wonderful thing. We're changing some lives. And so today, I get the distinct honor again, privilege and pleasure to introduce Trace to you guys. He'll tell you about his background, but I will say this, and I don't say this lightly. He and I were talking prior to jumping on. He's 27 years in the military, and for those who understand and really, understand the importance of the military, I don't say this lightly, but we do appreciate your service, even though he's about to retire real soon.
Yes.
But Trace, man, it's glad to have you on. Congratulations. And so I want to get started, firing off some questions to you, find out, let folks know a little bit about yourself. But what do you currently do for a living? And how'd you find, United Investors Group International?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, first, thank you, Rob. I really appreciate you, your time, and just this opportunity. So, like you said, 27 years in the military. I'm in the Air Force. I was active duty for about 10 years, and then I switched over to the Guard and the full-time Guard. Doing that let me spend about 20 years in Alaska, which was pretty amazing, and we loved it there. And but the military is it's an interesting, very small niche of the society, and it kind of makes you think a certain way. They condition you to be a certain way, and it's all for good reason, I think. And I have had, a great career and a really fun career. And but now it's time for the next chapter. So I found UIGI as I started looking into crypto again. I got into crypto a few years ago, and it seemed a little volatile to me at the time. So I guess a little scary. My time was probably a little more limited than it is now. And so kind of got in and quickly jumped out, but just held on to a few things for a couple of years. So a couple of years later, goes by, and then last year, it started coming into my feed again. And I noticed, I don't even know how, honestly, but something came across my feed from you. And I believe it was about, one of the amazing opportunities called Daisy. And that got me looking into smart contracts, and joined your group. And, then I saw these other phases, and I was like, oh, wow, there's all kinds of opportunities to jump into and to do this. So I did that. And, it's really been life changing. It didn't take very long to start to see a different way. Like I said, the military kind of conditions you to think in one way, like there's one way to do this and you need to get from here to there and this is how you do it. And I started to see another way. And so you really helped with that, with your group, and with all the phases. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. But yeah, so here I am.
No, you're very welcome. And it's not my group, man. It's our group,
Our group.
literally. I always hope that everyone takes ownership of it, because I think we all give a lot, from inviting people to the group and answering questions and welcoming people and stuff like that. I think it really makes people feel at home, and a lot of times, from my experience, sometimes when it comes to business, people are so rigid, for all type of reasons. But when, someone welcomes someone to the team or to the group, you say hi, it kind of makes them feel good. So, I always think about it as our group, but man, we're glad to have you. So here's a question for you. So military, 27 years, about to retire in 13 days, phenomenal countdown. Hope you guys are going to have a big retirement party, even based on COVID restrictions, so on and so forth. But network marketing, have you ever been a big player in network marketing? I mean, build a big team, made a ton of money, everybody on the planet. Is that your story?
Yeah, no, that's definitely not my story. And I don't know if it's just my personality or if the military kind of contributed to it, but, I spent 27 years kind of avoiding the spotlight, kind of keeping a low profile, I guess you could say, not having a huge network at all. I got into some network marketing in the last couple of years. And, I honestly struggled growing a big team because, when you don't already have a large network, it's like, it's hard to reach out to people and hey, I know I've been doing the military thing for 27 years, but I've got this thing for you and you're going to love it. So that didn't work out so well for me, until, I started getting into some of the phases that we have in the group. And once I started sharing some of these opportunities with my real close friends, then people started catching on. And one of the things that I loved and where I'm really still loving and helping tons of people now is that I'm finding that so many people they see the opportunity, or they see the potential, but they're scared to take the step, or they just don't know how to get started because it's just different. It's new. So that's where I really kind of took a foothold and just with a few people and got them started. And then, they started sharing some things. And so we're starting to grow now, but I still can't say I'm a network marketing pro for sure, but yeah.
Well, you don't have to be a network marketing pro. Okay. Trust me. Because I'm not even a network marketing pro. There's some gurus out here that, they can do this thing in their sleep. And that's really not my story. If I've built a decent network, but what's interesting, and you hit the nail on the head. Like my regular friends, when I say regular, people who've never touched network marketing before, they're all over this. Mm-hmm. And while they see me be moderately, I've been successful. I've had my ups and downs like anything in life. You serve for 21 years, you're going to have some up and downs. But, they see more ups than they've seen downs. But they're like, man, I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to bother people. You're always traveling. You're always doing all this stuff. As glorious as it may have looked sometimes on the outside, my friends and my family are like, nope, nah, dude, you can keep that, literally. But now they're in everything. It's crazy. It's like a reverse thing. And, some things, we pride ourselves and we do our best to make sure that we try to stay away from things with startup cost, because a lot of people don't understand having to pay to play. So we try to stay away from that. We stay away from monthly costs, with the little tiny exception of CPT, like you said with Clarence. And I'm gladly paying these guys to trade for us. I don't want to learn how to trade. As much as I love information and love to learn, I don't want to learn how to trade. I don't want to even develop the stomach for trading, literally. Put my brain power somewhere else. But, and then with 99% of our opportunities, you never even have to talk to anyone. Even with Daisy, as you referenced Daisy, and typically when we're talking about Daisy, I'm talking to folks who are international. The gains for Daisy over the last couple of days have been like 50-something%, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
you know? So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Well, here's the deal. What made you think about, going for this ring? You know, because and just from our experience, and typically when, from my experience with my military brothers and sisters, they're not flashy. And while a ring doesn't mean flashy, but I'm gonna let you know right now, this ring is gonna get a lot of attention. Okay, so you're gonna have people are gonna ask you, what sport did you play? You're gonna get that all the time. I don't care if you're 6'4", unless you're 2'3". You're gonna get that all the time. So what made you aspire to get the ring?
Yeah. So, it's gotta go back to the military, I think, because, uh, in that type of organization, and it's not just the military, there's plenty of corporate or institution type organizations that, they reward you for what you produce, basically.
Yeah.
And one of the things I loved when I heard you say it is you are recognizing anyone with a ring for making money for their family, essentially. So,
Exactly.
and you don't even necessarily have to succeed, but we all know that if you do the things to earn the ring, you're going to succeed, and we are. But I just thought that that's, like, for me, it's a different way to look at things, and I love it, and I love sharing. Like, sharing that is amazing, and that's the kind of thing that I want to help spread, because the circle of people that I am close with, there are a lot of them are military, and they don't see things that way, and and showing them something like this, or having the opportunity to, it's amazing. And that, just like right here, man, I love it. So that's what really attracted me.
Now, if you don't mind, and again, guys, this is just for, we've shared information. Trace is taking advantage of multiple of the little platforms that we had, but today he had a pretty impressive day. If you if you don't mind telling the folks at home, what was your day like today?
No, yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, I mean, you could probably look it up on the blockchain. It's all transparent, right? But yeah, no, today I really fell in love with Tron Case when it first came out, and so that was kind of my favorite. And so I put, everything that everything that we had, I could scrape up that I didn't need to pay the mortgage. I put it in the Tron Case. And so that was a couple months ago, and today, we're starting to be able to, take some of that back and withhold some of it, I guess you could say. And so today was about 28,000. So, and every couple of weeks, about that much or a little bit more. It kind of keeps growing the way we were doing it, the way you're compounding. So it's amazing, yeah. So that makes it pretty easy to say, yes, I'm going to retire in about 13 days, and I don't have any regrets or any worries, or the freedom that these things have provided is just, it's so good for the soul.
For the
Like,
soul, yeah.
yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Wow. So you started around December, and today was a $28,000 day.
Mm-hmm.
There are people, and it's interesting because, again, we're a social club. We're not a network marketing company. We're not a company that requires money. We don't have a corporate office. We don't have none of the above. We're just sharing some things with each other, so we can say some of the things that we've done and some of the things that we made. And the interesting thing is, there's some people, and this is, life is fair, unfair. Life is life, right? There's some people who don't do $28,000, unfortunately, in a year, or in a half a year, based on the median income here in the United States. And to have a $28,000 day is ridiculous. And, my wife started telling me to stop calling it crazy or whatever. She said to start calling it the new normal. Because that's what it's starting to be, for many of our friends. This is lovely, man. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. So with some of our phases, obviously you mentioned Tron Case. One that I like in particular, did you graduate to an Amazon store yet?
Not yet. So I had the choice. I had to make a choice between the mortgage notes or the Amazon store. And I
Okay.
went with the mortgage notes. So yeah, and I gotta say, Ahmad and Rochelle, they were two of the most awesome people I have met so far in this space. They over delivered like crazy, and that course was just mind blowing, and that opened up a whole new way of thinking uh, that I had never even considered, wouldn't have even known before. So I'm really thankful I went that route, but definitely going with an Amazon store soon. It's on my
Yeah.
list for sure. Yes.
You know what's cool about Ahmad and Rochelle? Well, you've experienced. They're amazing people, and they're extremely humble. I don't know if they said it in their course, but they're a certified hedge fund by the SEC. So they're above board, above board, above board, above board, and we all are above board. But what's interesting, they made a lot of money, way above my pay grade. And I made some good money, and they're humbled and they don't, just throw things out there. But you'd be pretty surprised, and they pretty much, what do you say, pattern how people should pursue the mortgage note space. Like
Yeah.
they literally wrote the book on it,
Yes. Yeah.
Crazy. I'm taking their next class. It starts Wednesday. And actually they're putting together, I'm buying some notes right now, and you think about this, right? With the mortgage notes, once you get a couple of notes in your hand, these are people who are paying their mortgage for the next 20, 30 years, and it's coming directly to you.
Yep. Good bank.
That ridiculous, it's a wonderful thing, man. And that's why with our group, while the crypto space is good, like you said, when you initially started with crypto, it's a little bit volatile, and today some people still venture to say it's volatile.
Yeah.
So for those people to kind of think it's still volatile, that's why we peppered in mortgage notes. We peppered in Amazon stores. Now we have Walmart stores as well, and we peppered in precious metals. I'll be in Salt Lake City, for a day to go meet with the owners of 7K Metals, because I was introduced by my super duper duper conservative accountant, Richard Bruff. And I'm excited to go meet the owners of 7K Metals.
Nice. Love that. Yeah, I love 7K too. I love getting it's like every month you get a new, like this stockpile, and you get to actually physically hold it, and it's different. I love it. It's cool.
If you ever Google this, I think I talked about once or twice in the group. If you Google the owner of the Utah Jazz, well, they just sold, but Google back in like 2015 or something like that, the husband passed away and he left the 1,600 piece coin collection, 1,600 coins to his wife. She sold those coins for 24 point something million dollars. 1,600 coins. She sold them for $24 million, 24, they rounded up to $25 million.
That's real money.
That's real money. It's crazy. I can't wait. Now, prayerfully and hopefully we get this Vegas thing going on. But Vegas is still giving me some challenges with COVID. I hope, come 4th of July, everything will probably be open. That's how it seems the pattern is going. I know here in New Jersey, they've opened up a lot of things now. Like this weekend, we were able to go to stadiums. By the 19th, you'll be able to do full stadiums with no social distancing, which is cool. So I think everything's getting open again. I don't even want to say back to normal, but getting open.
Right.
And if everything pans out, we'll do something big in Vegas, even if we only are able to do it for the ring earners. We're going to do something in Vegas, but I can't wait, to reward everyone with these rings, man. And I'll tell you, I've been in network marketing for a while, and I've achieved 3 rings and some jackets and all this other stuff. And not to take anything away from any of those companies, because I'm extremely appreciative, but those rings didn't come with appraisals, So, let's just say for whatever reason, you take a picture of the ring, you put it somewhere and say, great, here's a picture of it. I earned it. And you take that bad boy down to the next jewelry store with the paper, you can sell it, So it's a wonderful thing, man.
No way. I love that. I love that, but no way. I'll be proud to, earn something for a change that's from a different way, and I'll be showing it off. So, and I think people that I'm sharing with are going to be really excited about it. So yeah, I'm happy to bring some more ring earners. I'm really hoping that we get there. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. Because you're one of the folks who've got involved with you. I guarantee you, you'll help create, with your personality, your kindness, your optimism, you'll help create a whole bunch of other ring earners. Trust me when I say that. I've experienced it, not to the degree that I really, really want to experience it in the network marketing space, but right here, heck, I don't know. I think you're like number 5 or number 6 somewhere in there. We'll probably be at 10 by the end of the week, which is ridiculous, which is a wonderful thing, rather.
It is. I love it.
Wow. What do you see for, and I'm a big guy on goal setting and goal planning. I had a mentor, Paul J. Meyer, who since passed. Actually, he was military also. He was Army. And I'll tell you something. He was young. And when he was in the Army, he used his brain a whole bunch, similar to, Air Force people. Not to take anything away from any other branch. But when he was in the military, he asked his sergeant, he became a billionaire many times over. And he asked his sergeant or lieutenant, he said, what could I do in order not to go to war? Now, he wasn't a punk or anything like that, but he just didn't want to go to war. And they told him if he broke every physical fitness record in the military, he wouldn't have to go to war. And he broke almost every physical fitness record. Yeah, crazy, Wow. So then he went on to do some amazing things. His foundation to this day, if you're from Salado, Texas, right outside of Waco, he pays for your schooling, full ride. You graduate your high school, he pays for your full ride. His foundation to this day pays for a full ride to a 4-year university.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, incredible gentleman. Paul J. Meyer, look him up one day. He's
Okay.
Cool. But the reason why I brought all that up, I get off on tangent sometimes. I'm big on goal setting. Where do you see, yourself, your group, if you want to call it that, your team or whatever, where do you see yourself in the next year with the help and attention of, UIGI?
Well, in the next year, I think the main thing is, so like I said, my wife and I are both military. My wife is about 1 year behind me. And so I think my personal goal that is, I want to be able to give her the choice to work or not. So, in the military, we all kind of strive for that. Like, you got to do your 20 years, you got to get the pension. Like, it's, I want to give her the choice to be at 19 and a half years and not have to retire. So that's like my first goal. Because, a lot of people get stuck, they get trapped, kind of become a slave to the money. And I don't want that. So first goal is kind of freedom, just give her the choice. But secondly, and just as important is I want that for everyone else. So I don't really have like a dollar value that I could say is a goal for myself or my family, but it's really, I think, the team, the people that are close to me, our teams are starting to grow, and that ripple effect is starting to expand, and I'm starting to see it. And some of the people that are real close to me are starting to see that ripple effect. And you can tell, like, when people start to see the possibility of freedom, that they don't have to do the 9 to 5, or maybe they won't have to do the 9 to 5, or maybe, some opportunity could cover their car note or their mortgage or whatever. When they start to see that freedom, to me, that's like, you pick up on it, and you can see it's this whole new perspective. And so just making that ripple go as wide as possible to get as many people to be able to look at life from a new perspective, that, maybe there's another way. Maybe I could be rich, in the next year or two. That's what I'm really going for. So, and thanks to you and the group and our group and these phases, and so many amazing people that I've met and people on my team have met in this space, like, it's happening and I'm seeing it. And so I'm just so thankful for, all of it. And yeah, so really I think that's my goal. I wish I could kind of pinpoint it better, but it's really just, the joy that it brings to see people's faces light up when that epiphany, that light bulb goes on, where they're like, oh, this can change my life. That's it. And that's it. So spread that as far and wide as we can.
you know, and this may not have been your family, but you know, not my entire family, but some of my family, we were taught, you know, money doesn't grow on trees, you know, save money for a rainy day. You know, why don't I use my money for a sunny day? You know what I mean? We were taught, you know, even some whisperings that rich people are greedy, they're bad, and all this other stuff. You know, I recently heard someone say that money can't buy you love, but poverty can't buy you anything. You
Yeah.
know, and that's tough. And it's not about worldly possessions or anything like that. Like you said it best, to see people have choices, man. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to see people's eyes light up because they're knocking away notes, car notes, and student loans. You know, in our group, we talk about the 1/3 rule, and I'm adamant about the 1/3 rule, because, like you said, you know, people will scrape up or put some money together to get involved in something here. And I tell them, forget about that money you put together. Just forget about, put it in whatever you're going to put it in, forget about it. Don't even think about it again. But then let's say that money makes you 3 grand, you know, 3 grand over 5 months. And that's being too conservative. But let's say it does. Take 1 grand, knock off some debt. You know, take the other grand, reinvest, take that last grand, split it in half, save some for Uncle Sam, you know, and then go do something. Go buy yourself a good dinner, you know, or something. Go to an amusement park, go on a nice vacation instead of a staycation, you know, so you feel that you're rewarding yourself with your efforts. And when people are doing that, man, like you said, you know, folks putting something in their car note or whatever, we have so many people, and sometimes I get emotional about it, but people inbox me, Rabu, I paid off my house. You know, I paid off my kids' student loans. We don't have any car notes anymore. There are people who were part of us. You know, the pandemic was causing credit card debt. Thank God they had a good enough credit that when things got tough, they took out credit cards and it helped them through a tough time. But they paid off all those darn credit cards. Like this is a wonderful thing, man.
It is. It is.
Yeah. So any closing words of wisdom? You know, and I say words of wisdom because to spend 20 years in any profession, whether it's the military, whether it's a you know a brain surgeon, or an astronaut, or janitor, to spend 20 years doing anything, you've gained some knowledge along the way. You know, what would you say to someone who's watching today and they're thinking about, you know, like you said, they really don't know what this crypto space does. They've heard about it, but they really don't know how to get started. What would you say to that person?
Well, I think I'm going to have to piggyback on what Rochelle said, and don't look too long, because you know, I won't quote her, but it's basically every day that you're not investing or contributing to something, you essentially lose money. But I think what I want to, you know, add to that is that anyone can do this. Anyone can do this. I mean, I come from, you know, I've spent more of my life in the military than not now at this point, and completely conditioned to do things a certain way. And none of those things that I learned in that 27 years directly contribute to this space. But once I dove in and started learning, you can do it. I mean, it's really, it's not even that complicated. You can do it. Get started, just get started, jump in, ask questions, don't be afraid, but you can, and you can change your life. It doesn't even take that long. So just do it.
Wow. Well, Trace, man, I appreciate the time. I know we've been going back and forth between, you know, your schedule and my schedule, but we finally got this knocked out, man. As I started off, and even more so, it's been a joy. It's been a pleasure, you know, to converse with you here. As all the other ring earners know now, you'll know, and this is not a big deal, but I'll shoot you my personal number. I'm nobody special, but any questions that you have, you know, you don't have to, and I have to do this for the masses because I'm only one person. So you don't have to go through my assistant or anything like that. You reach out to me directly, any questions or anything like that. And I'll be more than happy to stop what I'm doing, pick up the phone, and you know, we could chat, whatever you want, bounce off some ideas. You may want me to speak to your group on a conference or a Zoom or something like that. You have that 110%.
Amazing. Thank you, Rabu. I'm honored and I really appreciate it.
Wow. Well, hey, man, I have some folks to reach out to. Yesterday, I ran a little promotion for Mother's Day. Not even a promotion. I just put on my Facebook page, hey, if you're a mother and you aren't in trying case, whatever, reach out to me. You can imagine what this inbox looks like right now. So I will be assisting my assistant with getting back to these ladies, making sure that they were on the up and up, making sure they're honest. We have various things to make sure that that's in place. But I have a lot of crypto to give out to folks today, and I'm glad to do it.
Amazing. I love that. I love that. Yeah, definitely. Thank you for your time and what you get.
All right, cool, man. I'll chat with you later. I'll shoot my number over to you. Say hi to the missus, and you're a girl dad just like me. So go
Yes.
girl dads,
Yes.
and I'll chat with you later, man. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Chat later.
All right. Talk to you later on.